Jalsa salana Jalsa salana.
Jalsa Salana USA continues. Once again, thanks to the guests that we have had so far. Hope you're enjoying our program. And once again, we encourage all of your donors, usa.humanityfirst.org, to give all of whatever charity you can give to lots of great causes. The gift of sight, water for life, and food for life as well through Humanity First. Time now to focus on, I think, a story that a lot of you are going to find very interesting, because in terms of spreading Ahmadi, we talked earlier about Waqf now and Jamia and what that means. But this is a really fascinating story about how Ahmadi is going to different places. So welcome to our guests here. First off, introduce each of yourselves and what your role is here.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Matiullah Joya. I'm the missionary or imam. I was in the Marshall Islands for the last 5 years. And just recently I got assigned to Hawaii State as a missionary.
Great. Yourself?
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Usman Tansen, and I've converted to Islam.
Great. Yourself?
My name is Heritage Jacob. I'm from Marshall Islands, residing in Springdale, Arkansas.
So this story about the Marshallese, this is amazing how Ahmadiyya has kind of gone into a different direction. Explain, just for the audience, what exactly the Marshall Islands are, the Marshallese, and how we've come to this.
So basically, a little bit about the geography of the Marshall Islands. It's located in the center of Pacific Ocean.
Okay.
And it is about 29 islands. They're scattered around the world, around the ocean, and Majuro is where our masjid is. There's a mosque over there, and by the grace of Allah, we have about 200, mostly almost 100% converts. So it's a tiny country, like 58,000 population, very isolated from the rest of the world.
Okay. As you're still talking, let's see if we can do this on the fly.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Perfect. All right, continue.
Okay. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. It's about 2,000 miles southwest of Hawaii, right in the middle of the ocean.
All right, so that's the actual, once again, the population you said was 58,000?
About 58,000.
And how many Ahmadis so far?
So far 200.
And that's obviously now growing. And you currently live where?
In Masro, in Marshall Island. But
Right. So how did you first hear about Islam? What was it that interested you about Islam and Ahmadiyya?
When I heard about Islam, I was saw them in the newspaper, and then first time I go and I met Imam Soya, and then I tried to register and become a Muslim.
And what was it that you were learning that you thought really was different than what you learned perhaps elsewhere?
I learned a lot of stuff from Islam, a lot of study I learned, and it really touched my heart. As soon as I converted to Islam and I start learn the Quran and the prayer, it was really touched my heart, and I feel like that's the reason I come to Islam.
Oh, that's great to hear. And how about for yourself?
Yeah, this was back in 2013 when I first heard of it. It was really heartwarming.
And what was it about Islam that really kind of stood out to you?
Come again?
What was it about being a Muslim that you thought was really noteworthy? What was interesting about it?
The thing about Islam is like they have unity in them.
Right. And sorry, one of you had a meeting with Hazur, is that right?
Yeah, I'm the one.
Tell me about your meeting with Hazur. When was it? What took place?
I think in 2015. 2015, when Imam Choya and Flaudin contact me and tell me that I'm gonna go to UK for the Jalsa Salana. And then I was really happy because when I was in Marshall Island, I was one of my friends to meet Uzur, and at the same time they called me to go to Jalsa Salana in UK, and then I go meet Uzur. But the night before the day I go meet Uzur, I wrote a note, a small piece of paper, and I I asked Uzur. That time I was in Mobile. I was in Mobile, Alabama,
Right.
and I wrote in the paper. I said, Uzur, I want a family, and then I heard that there are a lot of Marshallese people in Springdale, Arkansas,
Right.
and I wrote this so you can pray about the community in Springdale, Arkansas. So today I'm in Springdale, Arkansas, and I saw my brother and sister there, and all my all the thing I wrote it to Usur,
Yeah.
they've been fulfilled right now. I came for the Jalsa Salana today. I bring my family with me. The one I asked Usur to
Right.
pray for my family.
What was it like actually meeting Hazur? Like you said, the night before you wrote down those notes, and how did meeting him meet your expectations or exceed your expectations? What was he like when you talked to him?
The time I went inside, and while I was waiting on them to call us to go inside and meet him, I feel like I'm real close to the point I was crying and really want to pee. And that time I shake his hand, my body was really sick, and I feel something come to my heart and change me very quick. And
Right.
I've been touched and become like I formed Muslim.
Right. Now that's a powerful story. It happens to all of us. Doesn't matter where you're from, obviously, with meeting Hazur. Have you had a chance to meet Hazur yet or no?
Not yet.
Have you thought about the experience, the way he's describing it, as far as making notes and what you might want to have happen?
Yeah, I'll be happy to meet him sometimes.
Yeah, inshallah will happen one day. This is amazing to me. Springdale, Arkansas. How did so many Marshallese end up there and in Seattle? Is there any reason why that happened?
So it actually started from Majuro Marshall Islands. So that's where most of them were converted by the grace of Allah and Huzur Anwar's prayers. And then they moved to these different parts of the USA. And just I would like to also mention that by the grace of Allah, the religion that we have, the religion that we practice, is a really a true and living religion. And I have personally seen that as a humble servant of the Khilafat, that in the Marshall Islands, such a remote place, where 100% Christianity has, overtaken every, and that over there, I've personally seen and experienced lives being changed. Islam is such a powerful religion that it influences the lives, not only spiritually speaking, but also their living conditions. They have become different people. And I've seen this transformation in many people over there over the past so many years.
Right.
And that actually gives me an opportunity to appreciate Allah's blessing. The greatest blessing that we have is Khilafat and the true Islam by the grace of Allah.
I found, and I just in personal experience, is nowhere near to the level you've done, but in terms of doing tabligh, it's almost like if one domino goes and other dominoes go. If you can break down the dam, more water comes. Meaning, if you have 20 people and they're all kind of skeptical and they don't know a whole lot, if you can convince one, you start to get momentum and convince others. How did you find that to happen? Like as far as converting people, like you said, this remote place, remote island, what was the key in terms of tabligh and getting more people to accept Islam and Ahmadiyya?
So, speaking of Marshall Islands, 2012 in September, that's the time when I was, fortunate to go and start the mission work over there. Mosque has just opened, so I actually just came a few days before them opening of the mosque.
Right.
And at that time, literally, people were terrified. And when I say terrified, they were literally like really afraid. They thought that these are, God forbid, these are terrorists, and they're
Yep.
going to. It went to so much extent that people actually believed that the minarets on our mosque are the missiles that the Muslims are going to, So that was how painful and hurtful it was, just to know that this is what people believe about a religion, which means peace, literally.
Yeah.
So, we had these incidences of, in the very first 1 week or 2 weeks, people had thrown eggs, raw eggs, on our kalma outside, of the masjid. They would hang beer cans on the fences, things like that. So they were terrified, and this was their message that, you're not welcome here, basically.
Right.
So, by the grace of Allah and with Huzuri Anwar's, Ayyadahullah Ta'ala, with his prayers and with his guidance, some of the things we would communicate with letters mostly.
Right.
Some of the things, for example, Huzur said that you should show love for all, hatred for none sign outside the masjid, so that people know that we're all about love and, kindness to others. Then Huzur also mentioned doing humanitarian work. So we did a lot of humanitarian work in our neighborhood, in our, it's a small island. So we do something all the island knows. So by the grace of Allah, it went in our favor that, because of being small place, all the work that we're doing, entire island was being updated on it. So, blood drives, computer training centers, tutoring classes, all sort of other stuff. So these were some of the ways through which Allah opened the hearts of, the locals and they started coming.
It's an amazing story. I knew nothing about this. I think it's incredible how you see the small island, how it's come to grow like this, and impressive to both you guys. I mean, I'm sure this was a big journey that you two have both undertaken, but welcome to the Jamaat, welcome to our community, and inshallah you can continue to be great pillars of our faith. And Jazakallah for the time today.
Jazakallah.
We have plenty more coming up here as we continue from Jalsa USA Salana in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.